Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again, and here we go. Going mono red today. We had mono green yesterday, so we're going to have a bit of mono red today. And we have one of the legend cards from Avatar Last Airbending. No, legacy cards. That's the phrase I'm looking for. They're all legends. What am I talking about? Legacy cards. And it is today. Zuko, Avatar Hunter, 3 in double red for a 4/5 human noble with reach. But one of the easiest ways of generating tokens I've ever seen on a legend ever. Whenever you cast a red spell, create a 2/2 red soldier creature token. Doesn't matter what the spell is, just cast a red spell. That's it. Cast a red spell, you get 2/2 soldier. End of. Okay then. Yeah. Let's do this then, because this should be quite good fun. Here we go. Here's what today's deck looks like. So we have a slightly lower than normal number of creatures, especially after yesterday's one. Starting with Coruscant Mage, because we want to cast some non-creature spells. We might as well chuck some damage around. If we get 2 copies of the Mage, all the better. Electrostatic Fields here, because we have a few instants of sorceries. We might as well ping people with this when we play them. So they all count as red spells for this. Just remember, every time we cast one of these spells, we're going to get a 2/2 if Zuko's in play. So just bear that in mind. Erbero the Flamesmith comes in as well for more damage as we cast some instants and sorceries, and Firebrand Archer is slightly better because that's non-creature spells, so yay. Same with Keswick Flame Breather, and then we want to produce mana, so the Runaway Steamkin is very nice basically because we should be casting spells and get the counters and then get the extra red mana when we take those counters off. Seems like a plan. Obviously the other traditional red token producers in, we had to have a young pyromancer in to make sure all our instants and sorceries do something else as well. But then we want some extra mana, so Briggy, the god of storytelling's in. And then we have Electro, the Assaulting Battery. I can't remember what the alternate name is now on MTGO, but it's one of the Spider-Man cards. Cast instant sorceries, we add red, and we don't lose the run sped red mana as steps and phases end. General Creeps in, another way that we can get a few little bits and pieces going. This is more here to do the global damage because we'll cast this, cast with Zuko in play and this in play. We cast a spell, we do ping everyone for 1 when the soldier enters, so we're not going to complain. Gutter Snipe, we had to have this in as well for the instant sorcery damage it does. And then Livana, Cultist of Tiamat. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature gets +X/+0 until the end of turn, where X is that spell's mana value. You can make some big creatures with this, so let's keep going with it. Anger's in to get it in the graveyard so we can give everything haste. And then Ashling, the Flame Dancer. Hopefully we'll get another way of getting some damage in and card, well, was it rummaging, isn't it, when we discard and draw? Yeah, rummage. And then hopefully 2 damage and then 4 mana. The Fireflux Squad, I've kind of got into this card at the moment, so it kind of makes sense to have this here again today, just for a little bit of way of sacrificing some things off if we need to. Ley 9 Tyrant lets us keep our mana around again, and then we can pay the red when it dies to basically shoot something or someone. Nahib, Dread Horde Champion. Yeah. More ways of drawing cards, and then we get to add the mana as well. So, that's something useful. Because we're creating tokens, we had to have Perforos in. Stormkiln Artist is in as well to give us those treasures when we cast our instants and sorceries. Cauldra Pyramore, instant sorcery loving dragon, gets bigger and then deals damage. And then the other version, Nihib's in as well, so we can do the whole afflict thing. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, add red for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. Thank you very much, we like that. Terror of the Peak is in because basically with that and Zuko in play, we're going to shock everything occasionally. And then Overlord of the Boil Barges is in just for a little bit of fun at the top end, so we can do 4 damage, have a bit more targeted removal. 12 sorceries, and unsurprisingly there's a lot of card draw effects. So I went with Burning Inquiry, and then we had Faithless Looting, Winds of Change, Karthik Reunion to discard 2, draw 3, Grab the Prize to deal 2 damage, as long as we don't discard a land card to everybody. Highway Robbery, another way of they're all discard a card, draw 2 basically, so bear that in mind. Tormenting Voices here as well. The only game changer in the deck, let's take this from a bracket 2 to a bracket 3 deck, is Jessica's Will, so you can drop this out and replace it if you want to play a bracket 2 game. Wheel of Fortune's in as well, which really does hump the cost of the deck up if you're trying to build this in paper. Again, another card you can drop out if you want to. A little bit of control with chain reaction, a bit of miracle fun where we reforge the souls so we can get a whole new 7 cards if we need them, and blasphemous act, just a bit more board control. Then we have all the instants, and there's a lot of instants. Burst lightning, lightning bolt, torch the tower, abrade, battle him to give us even more mana once we've got a stupid amount of red soldier creatures in play. If you stack the triggers in the right way, you do get an additional red mana because the token for Zuko will generate first, and then battle him or resolve and count how many creatures are in play, so bear that in mind. More card draw with demand answers, lightning strike for some target removal, thriller possibility for more card draw, chaos warp to deal with that annoying thing we don't like, laughing mad just for another way of drawing cards, and the flashback is quite nice, seething song for some ramp, wizard's lightning to do some more damage, lightning volley so we can ping everything if we need to, and unexpected windfall so we can basically draw all the cards. I will point out the lightning volley does back up the win conditions here, so if you get enough red soldier creature tokens in play and they've got haste because anger's in the yard or something, yeah, you can ping things to death quite happily, hence why it's here. Now, artifacts wise, not many. Sol Ring, Fire Diamond, Lightning Greaves to protect Zuko, Ruby Medallion to cut the cost of everything down, Hazoret's Monument makes our red creature spells cost less, and then we do the whole draw, rummaging, yep, discard then draw. Fire Crystal, another way just giving everything haste, and we can create tokens if we need to, and then Throne of Eldraine because we're in mono, and why would we not have it here? From there, Brimstone Roundup, cast our second spell, we get a mercenary, so that's quite nice. Impact Tremors just chucks around even more damage as our soldiers come into play. Shared Animosity, if we really need to go and attacking with them, we might as well have this here to make them ridiculously big very quickly. Rites of the Dragon Caller is a little bit of fun for me, just so I can have, you know, with the instants and sorceries, maybe get some dragons on the go as well. Same with Sunbird's Invocation, a bit of a fun card for myself. Cast a spell, reveal the top X cards to your library, and cast a spell from among them with mana value X or less. And yeah, if it all goes wrong, well, you can just put it in your hand, or put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Finally, just so we can get the damage through, City on Fire. We should be able to convoke this thing quite easily with our red soldier tokens, I think. So it's a little bit of fun. Lands wise, nothing particularly fancy. 32 mountains, and Mines and Warrior, just so we can get some treasure cards if we need to by exiling stuff from our graveyard. Nykthos is in, Solzan, the Crucible of Defiance to give us some spirits, token blockers if we desperately need something. Spine Rock Null, because I kind of got into the hideaway lands at the moment, not that this is showing up, and Valakut, there we go. Come on, no, it's still not going to show me Spine Rock, but it's here, it's in the deck. It's just not playing ball today. To show, there you go. There it is. Hideaway land. There you go. If an opponent was dealt 7 or more damage this turn, we should be able to get it in play. Now, there is one card I'm missing, which is the ability to give all of our creatures firebending. And you could, you know, play some of the firebending creatures if you want to. But I kind of held off on it for now. I'm going to try it this way. I think it might work, but obviously firebending with all the Avatar cards works really well. And I'm still waiting to see if the legacy cards appear on MTGO. So that's my take on Zuko. Bit of a shorter video today because there's not really that much to say about this deck. You just want to cast as many red spells as you can, build up a whole army of soldiers, and then just hit people with them. It's pretty straightforward. Like I say, it's the quickest, cheapest token generator. Well, not the cheapest casting cost-wise, obviously, but the cheapest way of just casting a spell of the correct colour to get a 2/2 soldier. Made perfect sense to me, and I'm really looking forward to playing this one, assuming it comes out on MTGO, which I'm hoping they will do. Haven't heard anything yet, so we'll get the article for MTGO. Well, we've had it by the time you see this video. We'll have had the article, so I'll know the answer. But yeah. We'll see what happens, and hopefully we get there. If not, I might try and build this one in paper and annoy people at my friendly local gaming store. So, thanks for watching. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. If you can, please hit the cheer button as well. Help me beat the YouTube algorithm. And I'll be back tomorrow with another one from Avatar. But thanks for watching for now. See you soon. Bye-bye.